Okay, good morning everybody. I hope you can all hear me okay. First of all, I have to say it's wonderful to see so many people in the Whittaker Theatre here today in DkIT. My name is Dr. Edel Healy. I am the chair of the RiVeR Project Steering Committee, and I'm honoured to be the chair of today's conference. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to our President, Dr. Dermot O'Callaghan, Teresa Gallagher from the Higher Education Authority, who provide funding for this project. Our speaker is Dr. Stephanie O'Keefe, Davina James Hannon, Detective Superintendent Susan Green, Dr. Susan Langdon, the DkIT RiVeR team, representatives from the RiVeR Project Steering Committee and working groups, DkIT staff and students, and the wide range of attendees, all of you here today who are from a wide range of stakeholder organisations from across Ireland in the area of domestic, sexual and gender-based violence. So RiVeR, DkIT responding to the impacts of domestic, sexual and gender-based violence, multi-agency education, research and training initiatives, is an acronym which gives us the title of the project. So we all know that rivers make connections between our towns and our cities and our villages. That is the essence of what the DkIT RiVeR project is about. And we were coming up with the name, aside from the acronym. We wanted to get a title that would make sense to what we're all about. We're all about making connections. So every one of you here in the room today, the conversations that you have is what RiVeR is all about. We are calling this event a community of practice. So a community of practice in the literature is defined as a group of people who share a concern, a set of problems or passion about a topic, and who deepen their knowledge and expertise in this area by interacting on an ongoing basis. And that is one of the major outputs of RiVeR, is we're trying to get people who are working in this really important area to network and interact in a number of different forums that the RiVeR project organise. Pretty much this time last year, we had our first community of practice event, and we had about 100 people at the event. Today, we have double that amount in the room. So that really speaks volume about the desire for people to come together and engage and to interact and to network to discuss the topic. The topic or the theme for today's event is coercive control. And again, we want to arrange conferences or events in topics that we know are of importance to the sector and that make sense. And last year at our event, we spent a lot of time asking the audience, what areas did you feel there was a need to have education and training in? And at that time, coercive control was the area that came up, I suppose, as the area where everybody felt that it would be of value to have continued discussion and training, etc. in it. So today, when we were planning out the conference programme with our steering committee and our working groups, we decided to make the programme in that topic. So at today's event, we are going to give you a short update on the RiVeR project in terms of what we have been working on over the last year, and I suppose kind of what our plans are for the short term, the medium term. We have some excellent keynote speakers that we're delighted to have here with us today, and they're going to share their knowledge in a wide number of different perspectives in the area of coercive control. So that session is going to be for the first part of the morning up until lunchtime. And then in the afternoon, we put out an open call to stakeholders to submit oral presentations. And we have, I think, 14 to 16 oral presentations in 4 parallel sessions this afternoon. And I think if you even look at the programme and you look at the variety of the topics that are being presented and you look at the variety of the different type of organisations that are represented in terms of presenting, that in itself is really, really, I think, informative. So we hope that you find this a very meaningful event, and we hope that you get to form more connections and re-engage with people that you already have connections with in this field. As well as, I suppose, attending the talks and networking, we also want you to, I suppose, give us your initial thoughts in terms of what has resonated with you today, in terms of the key message that you have you have gained from the conference. So we have put a whiteboard in the foyer outside of this room with some markers, and we'd like you to write over the course of the day, whenever you get a chance, maybe 2 or 3 keywords or messages that you think that you've learned today, or issues that are resonating with you. And at the end of the oral presentation session this afternoon, we're going to finish up with a very short, I suppose, reflective closing session, where we're going to look at what you've said on that whiteboard, and we're also then going to do an interactive, I suppose, poll with yourselves to get an idea, to explore a little bit more what you have learned from the event today. But secondly, to ask you, what change do you think you might make in your organisation to make change happen in this important area? So really, in summary, we'd like you to maybe, if you get a chance, to put your kind of key thoughts on that whiteboard over the course of the morning. So just before I hand over to my colleague Kathleen, just some housekeeping events. The fire exits are over to the right and over to the left. Maybe just have a look at your phone and see if it's on silent. All of the DkIT staff are here if you have any queries. There are colleagues out in the reception area and around the event. If you're trying to get into Wi-Fi, just select RiVeR on your phone. No password is needed. We have up here on the slide, and I'll be showing this over the course of the morning, the hashtags for the conference, and we'd love, if you think it's appropriate, to share your experiences of the conference today. So just in terms of, I suppose, practicalities, the morning session is going to run here till about 11 o'clock. We're going to have a coffee break from 11 to 11:30 out in where you had your coffee when you came in this morning. Then we'll have some more presentations followed by a panel discussion. So then we're going to move over to the main college canteen for our lunch. So just to be aware, that's about a 5-minute walk from here. And then we'll come back here in the afternoon for the oral presentations. They're in a venue that's upstairs of the area where you had your coffee, but my colleagues will show you where to go for that. And then we'll come back in here for the closing session at the end of the event.